Hey, how's it going? So today I'm going to show you how to make a super easy dump and bake cobbler. It's a fruit cobbler, but so I'm going to show you peaches, but you can use any fruit that you like. Let's say, for example, you could use blackberries and, well, peaches together would be good, or blackberries and pears, or maybe plums. But for demonstration purposes, I'm going to make a peach cobbler. It's late and in the peach season, so I've been allowing some peaches to ripen for the last few days. So hopefully they'll be good for this recipe. So I wanted to make a few comments before I get into this video. First, this is a dessert. And it's an indulgent dessert. Why? Because it has a good amount of vegan butter and it also has sugar in it. It's cane sugar. It's a vegan sugar, but nevertheless, it is sugar. So it gives me the opportunity to talk about these issues on this channel. So often I get comments that, well, sugar's not good for you. And that's absolutely true if you consume it in excessive amounts. I tried to look up on Google, are there any benefits to sugar? There aren't many. One of the benefits is, as we all know, it's a very quick source of energy, but it causes a quick rise in glucose, and then you have this drop. So yes, it is a short-term benefit. If you're really low on sugar and you're low on energy, it'll give you a quick energy boost. So the point is that excessive daily consumption of sugar, no, it's not good for you. What did my research yield as far as any benefits of sugar? Well, the number one is that it makes food taste good. I mean, it makes desserts delicious. It even can help increase the flavor profile of some of our savory foods. So what I wanted to address is that I am not a channel where I have zero sugar use, nor am I a channel where I have zero oil use. However, I do believe in maintaining a predominantly healthy diet. What does that mean for me personally? Well, for me personally, that means that I kind of follow an 80-20 rule, meaning I eat well 80% of the time. What does that mean? Well, low in refined flours, low in foods that have high glycemic index, and low in highly processed foods. I try to increase my leafy greens, a full range of fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, all the good fats, reducing refined oils. But here's the thing. I have always, since childhood, I've absolutely loved food. I've always had a love for food and a variety of food. I am a foodie to the core. I happen to love savory food over sweet foods. However, I do love pies and I do love cobblers, and occasionally I like cakes, but I do enjoy desserts. But that doesn't mean I eat them all day, or if I have them in my presence, I can't restrict myself, and I do kind of pace myself when I eat them. So on this channel, you're going to find a lot of foods that follow more of a healthy, whole foods, plant-based diet. Everything is vegan and everything is gluten-free. But as I said before, oftentimes gluten-free food is not necessarily the best for you. For example, the recipe I'm about to show you does use a all-purpose white gluten-free flour. It also does have sugar in it. And here's what I want to say. It's delicious. Okay. So for me, for my personal choice, I'm going to allow myself to enjoy that. Am I going to sit down and eat the entire thing in one sitting? Absolutely not. I'll probably have 1 or 2 pieces, maybe 3 throughout the week. And then my family will enjoy the rest. So the point I wanted to make is that if you're inclined to tell me that sugar isn't good for me, or that oil and the vegan butter isn't good for me, I know that, and I will sparingly enjoy it. You'll find on this channel that about 80% of the recipes aim to be on the nutritious, healthy, plant-based focus. And then the other 20% are indulgences like desserts. But I do want to remind everyone, it's always gluten-free and vegan. And I forgot to mention, if you're new here, my name's Beth, and I welcome comments from the viewing public as to how you would like assistance with recipes or favorite dishes that are not gluten-free or vegan, and how you can convert them to being a gluten-free and vegan recipe. If you would like this particular recipe, this one I'll leave below in the description. And if you are inclined to want any other recipes from any other video that you do see on this channel, I'll also leave my email so you can email me and request a recipe. I'm in the process of uploading written recipes on some of my videos. So I'm going to move on now to showing you how to make this delicious cobbler. So I started with organic peaches and I cleaned them and then peeled them. You want the equivalent of 4 cups of sliced peaches. If you're using berries, then you'd want 4 cups of berries. And you can use either fresh or frozen fruit. So I just sliced the peaches into bite-sized pieces and then I put them in a saucepan because what we're going to do is cook them over the stove. So then on top of the fruit in the saucepan, you're going to add 1/2 cup of sugar, and then you're also going to add 1/2 cup of water. And then to that, add 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, and then stir everything together. You're going to place it on a stove on medium heat, and you're going to bring it up to a low boil. After you reach the low boil, turn the temperature down to about medium and simmer it for about 10 minutes to allow the peaches to soften and the sauce to thicken. While the fruit is simmering, take 1/2 cup of vegan butter, that's 1 full stick that I had, and place it into an 8x8 casserole dish, and then place it into a preheated 350-degree oven and allow the butter to melt. And then when you're finished with it melting, bring it out and allow it to slightly cool, but you can tilt it around to coat the sides of the casserole dish so that it's well greased. To make the batter for the cobbler, you need an all-purpose gluten-free flour that contains xanthan gum. I use King Arthur measure for measure. Placed 1 1/2 cups of this flour into a large mixing bowl. I added 1/2 cup of sugar. I then added 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 1 1/2 cups of dairy-free milk of your choice. I then whisked all of those ingredients together very well to make sure that I didn't have any lumps in the batter. Now comes the part I find fun and curious. I poured the batter on top of the melted butter. You do not want to mix the ingredients together. You just want to allow the batter to sit on top of the melted butter. Then using a slotted spoon, I took the peaches and I carefully placed them on top of the batter so that I could coat the top of the batter portion. I didn't put them on top of the butter area. Then I carefully poured the remaining syrup on top of the fruit. So I had a preheated 350-degree oven, and inside that I placed a baking tray, and then I placed the casserole dish on top of that baking tray, and I baked the cobbler for 45 minutes in the oven. By this time, my house was smelling so delicious, and I was so excited to see what the cobbler looked like. As you can see, during baking, the batter rises up and surrounds the fruit, and it has somewhat of a soft, almost cake-like texture. So I'm going to dish up a plate of this cobbler. I have some vegan vanilla ice cream on the side, and I'm going to see how this looks. As you can see, it's almost like a cake-like texture. Got some of the sauce and more of the peaches. I'm excited to dig into this. As I said, the cobbler portion is a bit like a cake, almost bread-like. But what happens when it bakes is the batter kind of rises up and folds over the fruit, which is really interesting. I think the butter underneath helps almost come to a sizzle and bring that to the top. It's quite different than some other cobblers, which have the dough dropped right on top. But it's a dump and bake form of a cobbler. Enough talking. I'm going to try this. I'm going to get some of the vegan ice cream and the cake. It's great. I mean, it's so, gosh, yeah, it's good. It's definitely, it's moist. It has a buttery taste. It complements well with the slightly tartness of the peaches. It is sweet, and the ice cream goes well with it. Another thing you could serve with this is homemade, like cooked coconut whipped cream would be really good. And it's really good served slightly warm, not hot, just slightly warm. This is cooled down a bit, but I like it slightly warm. So you can always, after you make it, you can microwave it. So let me know if you make this. And keep in mind, you can try all different types of berries, plums, pears, or a combination of those would be really nice. And as always on this channel, if there's a recipe that you would like converted to something gluten-free and vegan, let me know. Also, I suggest that you check out these next videos.